Just on a minute to go, drivers. Our quick man on track heads down the straight.
After 3 minutes, the
Up
top
onto the back
drivers
straight.
are Lachlan Donnelly in
Little bit
first
of air.
place, followed by Robert L. James in
Down
second
through
place,
the Destas over Gobies
followed by
Gamble.
Cale Wilson in third
That's
place.
the purple car, Lachlan Donnelly going through the infield over a little hump. About to head down on the main jump section. The track's currently a bit too slippery for him to clear the table. Top single, he's just singling both. Second place car of Secold. He's basically on a 25 flat, so he's... he's just sitting on 25.4 for the top 5 average. So we can find our second place. He's the second place man in the fluo orange car at the front, heads down the back straight. Through Smith Sessers, he's going over Gobies Gamble. Touches the concrete. Comes through the off-camber corner. Touches the concrete again. He's just hitting every apex.
10.
Just beware Gardner
9,
in the pink car.
8,
That's second place behind
7,
you.
6,
They kindly roll out
5,
of the way.
4.
Cribben sitting
3,
in third.
2.
On a
1.
25.5. Cribben in the blue car. Trying to see if I can find him. He heads down the back straight. Down through Smith Sessers. Goes over little Gobies Gamble. Just beware Gardner. That's third place behind you.
Lachlan Donnelly done.
Cale Wilson's currently sitting in fourth. As he comes up. Thank you, Sam. Just finished your laps off,
Robert L.
drivers.
James done.
Secold's done.
James Muha done. Ben 2.0 done.
Donnelly
John
blows
Philpott
him out of the
done.
park. The only guy in the
Samuel Moffat
top
done.
5 average of a in
Cale
24s
Wilson
and
done.
24.6.
Andrew Gillett done. All drivers are finished. The race is completed. Up next,
I will need someone just
race
to
number 8.
post up the times
For
on
WD Spec
the time
Heat
board,
1 of
please.
3.
So just be aware, drivers, our internet is still down, so we're not getting all our timing up. Our live stream is still working, I believe, but our actual times are not going up. At the end of the round, we'll fix it. Of that last race,
Nick
can I
Poole,
get Lachlan Donnelly to stay up on the
Jason
stand and do
Hammond,
some...
Damian Absol,
Lachlan Donnelly, can you be my race
Brad
referee, please?
Stafford,
Thank you.
Edward Hayden, Paul Hickey, Ethan Zheng, Oliver Hayden, Todd Jolien, Mitch Bailey. One minute to the start of the race.
All right, so we seem to be short a few marshals. We have currently
45
no marshals
seconds
on the
to the
infield.
start of the race.
Can I possibly get a volunteer marshal on the infield, please?
30 seconds to the start of the race.
2 would be nice, but I need at least 1 more volunteer marshal, please.
Glenn Andrews,
I won't start till we get 1 more marshal. Thank you. Sam, can you watch around you 360 degrees? You got to do basically there to there. Thank you. All right, drivers ready. Marshals ready. Watch your cars.
Glenn Andrews, Jason Hammond, Ethan Zheng, Brad Stafford, Damian Absolen, Edward Hayden, Oliver Hayden, Paul
All right, so
Hickey,
it's the first time we've had our 4 drives out on
Todd
track.
Jolien, Nick Poole,
Glenn Andrew,
Mitch
the first
Bailey.
man to come around to complete the lap as he heads around the sweeper onto the front straight in the green and white car. Glenn Andrews' first lap at 28.7. Jason Hammond with a 29.1. Stafford comes through with a 26.7. So Brad Stafford currently the quickest man on track. So just be aware the associated car going up through the infield is our quick guy at the moment. He's got a bit of clear track ahead of him now. So quick guys. So Brad Stafford clearly the quickest. The only guys in the 26.5 in fact. Paul Hickey with a 27. Edward Heighton actually now with a 26.7. Glenn Andrews 28.7. Todd with a 28 flat.
After 1 minute
Track's
30
still
seconds,
a little bit tricky at the moment.
the top drivers are Glenn
Make
Andrews
sure you
in
hit your
first
apexes
place,
or you get out into the
followed
rubble.
by Jason Hammond in second place, followed by Ethan Zheng in third place.
Track's starting to pack down on the apexes now after all that rain we had last night. But as the sun comes out once again, the track will start to dry out quite rapidly. So we've got a broken car out there. So still our actually Edward Heighton now with the quickest lap. He's done a 26.3. Still haven't completed enough lap to get our top 5 average. All right, now we've moved into our top 5 average. Brad Stafford jumps to the top of the times. His top 5 average is 26.8, followed by Edward with a 27.6. Paul Hickey with 27.7.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Brad Stafford in first place, followed by Edward Heighton in second place, followed by Paul Hickey in third place.
All right, so just all our stock drivers, once you finish the race, can you leave your transmitter on and take it over to the scrutineering table? We need your transmitters on so we can check they're in blinky mode. So all the spec cars, please make sure you leave your
10,
transmitter on and put it over on the scrutineers table.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
All right, so
3,
Brad Stafford's still
2,
sitting out in
1.
1. We've got Paul Hickey 2, Edward Heighton 3, Glenn Andrews 4, Jason Hammond 5, Mitch Bailey 6, Todd Julian 7, Oliver Heighton 8, Damien Absalon 9, Ethan in 10, and Nick Poole in 11.
Glenn Andrews done. Jason Hammond done. Paul Hickey done. Edward Heighton done. Todd Julian done. Oliver Heighton done. Brad
And once
Stafford
you put your
done.
transmitters down, can I be my race referee for the next one, please?
Mitch Bailey done. Damien Absalon done. All drivers are finished. The race is completed. Up next, race number 9. 4WD Spec Heat 2 of 3.
So guys, just make sure that you leave your radios on, please. So put them over on scrutineering table. We need to ensure that all cars are in blinky mode. And we should have Brad Stafford on the stand to our race referee, please. Feel free to start your lap, guys.
Robert Smith. Christopher Primer. Connor Lawton. Lisa Byrne. Jeffrey Pitt. William Byrne. Michael Frieden. Jeffrey Primer. 1 minute to the start of the race. 45
So I
seconds to
haven't
the
got
start
Josh
of the
Thomas
race.
checked off. Is Josh out there? Josh Thomas? Is Josh coming? Oh, okay.
Chris is just looking at for
All right, we'll just give him a minute,
30
see if he can get it
seconds to
sorted.
the start of the race.
You don't think of it because it was working yesterday.
Yeah.
Chris has fixed it, so.
Glenn, can I get you to marshal just down here on the crate, please?
15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, we're going to have to get going. All right, drivers ready. Marshal's ready. Watch your cars.
Christopher Primer, Jeffrey Primer, Connor Lawton, Robert Smith, Ed Dockrell, Jeffrey Pitt, William Byrne, Lisa Byrne, Josh, Michael Frieden.
All right, all cars are away. Everyone's on a lap. We've got the Primer brothers out 1 and 2 at the moment. So they come across. Chris Primer lays down a 27.2. Jeff a 27.1. Connor goes a 26.7. The young fella showing the old boys how it's done. Jeffrey Pitt goes down. He's the quickest man at the moment, 26.6. So we get our final heat of four-wheel spec to the grid, please. The final heat of four-wheel spec to the grid.
After 1 minute
So
30
Chris
seconds,
Primer lays down the
top
fastest lap
drivers
so
are
far,
Christopher Primer in
25.8.
first place, followed by Jeffrey
5.7.
Primer
Actually,
in
and
second
Connor has
place,
laid down an identical
followed by
lap time.
Connor
Both
Lawton
of them are
in third place.
25.857. That's Chris Primer and Connor on the same fastest lap, identical. Still waiting for our top 5 average to come up. Still our fastest lap is the Chris Primer and Connor. And we move into our top 5 average. Get a few more cars across. Okay, so we've got Jeffrey Primer in 1 with a 26.8. Chris Primer in 2 with a 27.8. William Byrne with a 27.8. Michael Fretton jumps up to second with a 27.6. Current order is Jeff Primer 1, Michael Fretton 2, Chris Primer jumps to the top of the times. He lays down a flyer. So it's Chris Primer 1, Jeff Primer 2, Michael Fretton 3, William Byrne 4, Jeffrey Pitt 5, Rob Smith
After
6,
3
Connor
minutes,
Lawton 7.
the top drivers are Christopher Primer in first place, followed by Jeffrey Primer in second place, followed by Michael Frieden in third place.
So just under a minute to go, drivers, and Chris Primer leads the times. Top average of a 26.4. Actually, it's Jeff Primer now with a 26.4, and Chris Primer with a 26.4 also, but only by 1/1000 slower. Looks like the Maitland brothers duking it out on track. And Chris Primer jumps to the top on that lap. It's now 26.2 versus 26.3 in advantage
10,
of Chris.
9, 8,
Got Fretton in 3.
7,
Connor's jumped up to 4th.
6, 5,
William Byrne 5. Jeffrey Pitt
3,
6. Rob Smith
2,
7. Lisa Byrne
1.
8.
Jeffrey Primer done. Christopher Primer done. Lisa Byrne done. Robert Smith done. Connor Lawton done. William Byrne done.
All right, so Chris Primer ends up on top. He's just in the 25s. The only driver in the 25s on that one. Jeff Primer in 2. Connor jumped up
Michael
in the 3.
Frieden
So
done.
it's the
Jeffrey Pitt done.
basically the
All
Primer clan
drivers
is
are
taking
finished.
control of that one with the top
The
3
race
places.
is completed. Up next, race number
To
10.
come down here if I can get
4WD spec
Chris
heat
Primer
3
to head
of
back
3.
up once he's put his car down and just do race referee for the next one for me, please. As we move into
Dallas
our final
Gardner.
round of stock,
Scott
this
Hill.
is our third heat of full
Hugo
spec.
Tsung.
Once
Ron
again,
Kirby.
we'd like to thank Campbelltown Hobbies for our major sponsor for this event. We'd like to thank Campbelltown Hobbies. They've put a massive amount of time,
Harrison
effort,
Turner.
and money into this for us.
Nathaniel White.
Would not be possible without
Mark
them.
Doyle.
Also, I'd like to thank S-Works and Hobby Wing, our other sponsors.
Brad Verco.
Yep, cool.
Chicken Little. 1 minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, just hang on, guys. Jimmy's got an issue. Can we fix it, Jimmy? Jimmy's done. All right, I'm missing a few marshals. Who's not out there? We should have... I think we had plenty of marshals in that last one. Actually, I don't know why we got so many cones. Hey, Robbie, can you remove that cone? We don't need 2 marshals in that one corner. Just put them anywhere, just so we do, because we don't need 2 marshals in that one corner. We seem to be missing a massive amount of marshals for some reason. Let me go through and call out who should be here. So we should have Chris Primer, Jeff Primer's on the stand. We've got Chris Primer, Connor, we've got Robbie Smith, Jeffrey Pitt, William Byrne, Lisa Byrne, Josh Thomas, and Michael Fredden. Have we got all those people out there? Have we got, where's Josh? Josh Thomas? So we've got Robbie. Rob's going to head around up the back. Connor, we might just separate you. Connor, can you just go to that crate there for me, please? All right. Drivers ready. Marshals ready. Watch your cars.
Brad Verco. Scott Hill. Dallas Gardner. Mark Doyle. Hugo Tsung. Nathaniel White. Ron Kirby. Chicken Little. Jim Koymanese. Harrison Turner.
All right, we'll see what their fastest lap as they cross. Verco with a 25.2. Dallas Gardner 25.5. Scotty Hill at 29.5. Doyle 27.9. Nathaniel 25.6. Hugo 29.4. Mia 26.3. Ron Kirby 29. Harrison in the 27s. So our fastest man is Brad Verco, pretty much on a 25 flat. Dallas Gardner matches his... Actually, Dallas Gardner goes quicker, that one. So Dallas with the quickest lap at the moment.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Brad Verco in first place, followed by Scott Hill in second place, followed by Dallas Gardner in third place.
All right, Verco lays down. He gets in 24s. The only driver in the 24s at the moment is Verco. Hill on a 25 flat. Gardner Gardner jumps into the 24s with the fastest lap. Almost identical to Verco's. So Dallas currently the quick man. Who else we got this quick up there? So Nathaniel's a 25.3. Scott Hill 25 flat. Verco lays down the fastest lap on that one, a 24.9. 24.91. So top 5 average just starting to come up. 10th of a second separates our top 3 drivers. Verco, Gardner and Hill separated by 1/10 of a second over their 5 laps. Sorry, Hill's actually 1 second back. So top 2, Verco and Gardner, separated by 1/10 of a second. Gardner now goes top of the times. He's on a 25 flat for the top 5 average. Verco 1/10 off him. Just over a minute to go, drivers. Scott Hill dips into the 25s with a 25.4. Nathaniel White dips into the 24s. Nathaniel White lays down the fastest lap of the race, that one.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Dallas Gardner in first place.
Now have 5 drivers all within
second place,
and
followed by Scott Hill in third place.
So Gardner, top 5 average is now in the 24s. So Gardner laying down quickest lap after quickest lap of his own personal times. Nathaniel White still with the fastest lap of the race. Current order, Gardner, Verco, Hill. Gardner lays down the fastest lap of the race at 24.6. He's now got a 2/10 of advantage over Verco for the overall time. 10 seconds to go, drivers.
10,
Current order,
9,
Gardner, Verco,
8,
White, Hill,
7,
Singh, Mia,
5,
Thomas,
4,
Doyle,
3,
Turner, Kirby.
2, 1.
It's going to be tight. See as they come across to finish the laps. Verco's still on a lap. Hill's still on a lap.
Mark Doyle done.
And Dallas Gardner goes quicker again, a
Brad
24.2. Fastest
Dallas
lap of the
Gardner
race.
done.
Gardner comes in top of the times. His fastest lap at
Chicken Little
24.2.
done. Scott Hill
So on
done.
top 5 average. Dallas Gardner with a 24.7. Verco a
Harrison
24.9.
Turner done.
Still waiting for Hugo to cross.
Hugo Tsung done.
Hugo crosses in third.
Nathaniel
With
White done.
Nathaniel jumps up to third with
Ron Kirby
25.1.
done.
So just
All
remember, drivers, all you got to do
drivers
is
are
make top
finished.
12. Top 12
The race is completed. Up next,
is all we're aiming
race
for.
number 11. 4WD mod. Heat 1 of 2.
All right, so can I get maybe Scott Hill to stay on the stand and do the race refereeing, please? All right, just wait for our marshals to get out there. All right, drivers, you can start your laps.
One minute to the start of the race. Gavin Webb, Matt Seckold, Chad Ennetts, Patrick Carter, Stuart McMahon.
Hey, Mark.
45
Doyle, can you
seconds
get
to
rid
the
of that
start of
witches
the
hat up the
race.
top? Someone's going to put more witches hats around that we need, and it's messed up my numbers. That one, just get rid of it, put it on another one. Yeah, just put it over there because we don't need a marshal there.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Hey, Brad, can you marshal down there? Thank you. Hey, sorry, someone's gone and added extra witches hats on me, and we've had more witches hats than marshals.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, guys, we'll just go with the computer. I've just got to fix up a couple of names. Hang on, we'll just stop. There's a couple that are out. Brian Lowe.
Brian Lowe,
Noah Carter.
Noah Carter.
Darren Pryor.
Darren Pryor.
Tyler, can you just go across the loop, please? Yep, okay, there's Tyler. And I don't think
Tyler
Lee's
Marsh.
here. Lee Baggs is not here, is he? Okay. All right, driver's ready. Marshall's ready. Watch your cars.
Matt Seckold. Chad Annetz. Tyler Marsh. Noah Carter. Darren Pryor. Brian Lowe.
So we got cameraman extraordinary out in the
McMahon.
front of the
Lee Baguli.
the red and silver
Gavin
car with the
Webb.
red wheels. And Matt Seckold.
Patrick Carter.
Oh, it's the first man I've seen clear the tabletop and single. Got a few cars having a crack at it now. Matt Seckold straight into a 26.5. Sorry, Darren Pryor with a 25.5. Seckold with a 26.5. I think we'll find. I think Darren Pryor always has a green car, so I think he's the green car going through the midfield. So we'll pick up Darren, and Darren heads down the straight. Comes across the loop. Still the quickest man on track. Seckold in 2, Webb 3, Carter 4, Noah Carter, then Pat Carter 5, Brian Lowe 6. Webb jumps up to the top of the table. Gavin Webb with a 25.2.
After 1 minute 30
Brian
seconds,
Lowe in the
top
pink and yellow
drivers
car.
are Gavin Webb in
Matty
first
Cooper car.
place, followed
also
by
clearing the
Darren Pryor
tabletop
in
single.
second place, followed by Noah Carter in third place.
Brian Lowe lays down the fastest lap of the race at 25.2. He's heading through the infield. The pink and yellow car, currently the quick guy on track. Brian Lowe, this is his first run ever in mod, and he's doing a fantastic job. So currently on the quickest laps, we've got Brian Lowe with the 25.2. Gavin Webb with a 25.2. Got heaps of cars in the 25s. It's all super tight between the top 5 or 6 cars. Haven't got a top 5 average yet. Okay, top 5 average just started coming up. Darren Pryor sitting on top with a 25.9. So Darren Pryor, the green car with the green wheels, coming over the tabletop. Oh, just doesn't quite make the single. Marshall on the caution, the jump section. Caution, jump section. Caution, caution. So Darren Pryor currently in 1 in the green car. Brian Lowe in 2. Noah Carter now jumps up in the top of the second. Noah Carter goes to the top of the timetable.
After
so
3
Noah,
minutes,
I
1
think
second, the top drivers
we'll
are
pick
Noah
Noah. I think
Carter in
Noah's got the
first
green
place,
rear wheels.
followed by Brian Lowe in second place,
Just under a minute to go.
followed by Darren Pryor in third place.
Let's see the link. Noah's heading down the straight. So we pick up as he goes. Noah Carter heads along the back straight with the green rear wheels. Down through Smith S's. Goes to negotiate Goby's gamble. Down ramps perfectly. Touches the curb. Touches another curb. Nicely through the off camber. He comes through and he doesn't have attempt at clearing the single as well as the tabletop. Darren Pryor's laid down the fastest lap of the race, a 24.7. Current order is Noah Carter 1, Brian Lowe 2, Darren Pryor 3.
10,
Pryor just goes to
9,
2.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Then we've got Matt Segod 4, Tyler
3,
5, Gavin Webb
2,
6, Chad Annett
1.
7, Stuart Man 8, Pat Carter 9. So continue on till your name is called, drivers.
Matt
Don't
Segel's
stop.
done.
Continue on till your name is called.
Chad Annett's done.
And Matt Segold's done. Chad Annett's is done.
Tyler Marsh done. Brian Lowe done.
It's super tight for the top 4 cars, all in 25, separated by tenths of a second. We won't know until they're
McMahon
done.
done. Gavin Webb done.
Darren
Pryor
Pryor
done.
jumps to the top of the... Oh,
Noah
no, Carter
done.
pips him at the end.
All drivers are finished. The race is completed.
Super tight at the
Up
top.
next,
It was
race
Darren
number
Pryor,
12.
Noah
4WD
Carter,
mod.
and Brian Lowe, I believe.
Heat 2 of 2.
Might have that slightly wrong.
Robert L. James.
Of that group, if I can get
James
Matt Seckold
Muha.
to head back up to be
John
race
Philpott.
referee, please.
Samuel
After you put your
Muffet.
car and everything away, Matt Seckold, if you can head up, be a
Lachlan
race
Donnelly.
referee.
Andrew Gillett.
All right, we're now down to our fastest guys. Four-wheel mod. Let's see what sort of times these guys can lay down. So Donnelly, let's see what he can do in 4. Currently Australia's top driver. Driving the white and purple Team Associated car. We've got a few guys in this race hoping to head over
1
for the
minute
world
to the
titles
start of
later
the
in the
race.
year. I just got an issue on track. We'll just give Steve a minute, see if he can fix it up. Just have a look at it, Steve. We'll give you a bit of time, mate.
45 seconds
We'll just
to the
hold up the
start
race.
of the
Give
race.
Steve a minute. Yep, I think we got it going again. It's just a gremlin. Once again, I'd like to thank Steve, the owner of Campbelltown Hobbies, the one who's made this event possible. He does a lot for every form of RC racing around Australia. We're very fortunate to have him here in Sydney and be a big part of our club, so thank you, Steve. All right, got a couple of cars not checked off probably, so we've got Cribben.
Ben
and
2.0.
Snedden.
Stephen
Okay,
Snedden.
driver's ready. Marshall's ready. Watch your cars.
Lachlan Donnelly. Ben 2.0. Robert L. James. Samuel Muffet. John McMillan. John Philpott. Andrew Gillett. James Muha. Stephen Snedden.
All right, Donnelly clears the whole section easily, and Cribben does as well. Donnelly already looks like he's pulled a little bit of a gap. Donnelly with a 23.1, Cribben with a 23.8. Seckold 24.4. Muffet 26.1. Gillett up in with a 24 flat. All right, so it's looking like Donnelly's going to be the man to catch here. He's already with a 23.1. Lachlan Donnelly with the purple car. Just be sure we give him room as he comes past, boys. Thank you, Steve. Down ramps perfect. The purple and white car heads along the back straight. Lachlan Donnelly lays down a almost identical lap as his first one, so it hasn't gone quicker. We've got Cribben in 2.
After 1 minute 30
Seckold
seconds,
3, Gillett
the
4,
top
Muffet
drivers
5,
are Lachlan
Philpott
Donnelly in
6,
first
Muha
place,
7, and
followed
Snedden
by
in
Ben
8.
2.0 in second place, followed by Andrew Gillett in third place.
Oh, Donnelly up on the front 2 wheels at the end of the back straight, as hard on the anchors as he can be. Oh, he just cases the single after the tabletop. Doesn't upset the car too much, doesn't lose any time. Still can't match that first lap he put out of a 23.1. Touching every bit of concrete as he goes. Little touch of concrete. Oh, down ramps beautifully on the single after the tabletop. As he heads around the sweeper onto the straight. That's the leader behind the green car. Current order. Donnelly in 1, top average of a 23 flat. Seckold in 2 with a 23.8. Cribben in 3 with a 23.9. Gillett in fourth with a 24.4. Muffet in fifth with a 24.6. Muha with a 25.5. Philpott with a 25.8. And then rounding out the 8 with a 27.4. Just on a minute to go. And Donnelly has gone into a 22.7 as the fastest lap. Secco with a 22.9. So we only got two drivers in the 22-second mark.
Followed by Robert L. James in
Be
second
interesting to see
place.
what times we get to by the end of the day as the
Ben
track groups up.
2.0 in third place.
He's heading over the double, so got Peter Seckold in two in the fluoro yellow-orange car heading through the infield. He's about to come over the tabletop onto the single. Lands it perfectly. Brakes hard before the next little double. He's coming up on behind Cribben. Heads up on the back straight. Tags the concrete beautifully through the chicane.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Donnelly coming up along
6,
some traffic, so Lachlan
5,
Donnelly in one.
4,
He closed
3,
up behind Snedden.
2,
Thank
1.
you, Steve. Donnelly motoring through that little chicane. Donnelly down now to a 22.5 fastest lap. On the top average, Donnelly the only driver in the 22s for the average.
Samuel Muffet done. Andrew Gillett done. Lachlan Donnelly
So we
done.
should have all our novice drivers making their way to the
Snedden
track.
done.
All our novice drivers to the track.
Robert L. James done. Ben 2.0 done. John Philpott done. James Muha done.
Okay, all drivers finished.
All drivers are finished. The race is completed.
So just get all our novice over. We'll probably be stopped for about 2 minutes just while we get our novices sorted again.
Up next, race number 1. 2WD Junior Stock. Heat 1 of 2.
Where it's dry, okay? Best to clean later. All the juniors from the second race, can you come out to Marshall, please? Juniors from the second race.
Up next, race number 1. 2WD Junior Stock. Heat 1 of 2.
All right, thank you to our track guys. Blowing the track down. How are we looking for marshals? I might just get Connor Lawton. Can you Connor? Can you just move to the next one? Just say the next. Go to there. Thank you. All right, drivers, you can start your lap.
Dan Mar, Saxon Gillett, Hassan Omar, Eli Pitt, Jacob Hickey, Jay Refalo. Maya Refalo.
All right, we got everyone checked off. All right, so guys, it'll go in the order where you finished last time. So it'll be Hassan first, Jacob 2, J 3, Saxon 4. All right, drivers ready, marshals ready. What's your cars?
Hassan Omar, Jacob Hickey, Jay Refalo, Saxon Gillett, Maya Refalo, Eli Pitt, Dan Mar.
All right, so we got Hassan straight out. Oh, actually, we got Jay putting the fastest lap. He's a 35.7. Then we got Saxon with a 36.5. Hassan with a 37.8. Jacob Hickey with a 38.1. Maya and Dan and Eli. So Hassan, our quick guy out there, he's just heading down the back straight. He's about to go over Goby's Gamble. Heads up through the infield. Through the off camber.
After 1 minute
got the
30
white and blue
seconds,
associated
the
car. He
top
comes over the
drivers are
tabletop.
Hassan Omar in first place, followed by Jacob Hickey in second place,
Oh, it just gets
followed
caught
by
up on
Jay
a back
Refalo
marker.
in third place.
So here comes Hassan down the straight. So we still got Hassan as our quick one out there, followed by Jacob Hickey, Jay Raffello, Saxon Gillett, Maya Raffello, Eli Pitt, and then Ma. So Hassan just puts down his fastest lap, a 30.9. He's just going through the infield, just caught up behind a back marker. So our leader now heading over the tabletop. And then over a little double. Here comes Hassan down the front straight. Through the chicane. Up onto the back straight. Hassan doing a great job. It's been away for a couple
After
of years.
3 minutes,
His
the
first race
top
winning
drivers
back.
are Hassan Omar in first place, followed by Jay Rifalo in second place,
These are our
followed by
up
Jacob
and coming
Hickey in
stars,
third
our
place.
juniors. And they're all doing a great job out there today in some tricky conditions after the massive storm we had last night. Look at Hassan even throwing a little whip as he goes over the double. Oh, a little mistake by our leaders, put him on his lid. Hassan, his last lap was his quickest, it was a 30.2. That's the quickest lap of the race.
10, 9, 8, 7,
So current order
6,
is Hassan 1,
5,
Jay in 2,
4,
Jacob
3,
3, Saxon
2,
4,
1.
Meyer in 5, Dan 6, Eli 7.
Hassan Omar done. Jay Rifalo done.
So drivers, just make sure you leave your
Jacob Hickey
radios on
done.
and take them over to the scrutineers so they can make sure your cars are in blinky mode.
Danmar done. Saxon Gillett done. Eli Pitt done. Maya Rifalo done. All drivers are finished. The race is completed. Up next, race number 2. 2WD
Alright, so we just swap
Junior
our marshals
stock.
over.
Heat 2 of 2.
You start your laps, drivers. One lap, please, drivers, and stop. One
Noah
lap.
Carter.
We're going to have Sam Muffet up there as your race referee, so if
Connor Evans.
if you're a little bit naughty and
45
don't redress it,
seconds to
Sam's
the
going to pull
start
you
of
up.
the race.
So I just need
Lisa
Lisa
Byrne.
Byrne, and I need Ethan to check off. Ethan hasn't checked off yet. Has Ethan gone across the loop?
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Have we got
Ethan
Ethan?
Zeng.
There we go. Everyone's checked off. We've got our marshals. All right, grid up, everyone. Let's wait for this last car to come round. So the order here will be Noah Carter
15
1,
seconds
Hugo
to the
2,
start of the
Connor
race.
3, Lisa Byrne 4. All right, drivers ready, marshals ready. Watch your cars. Once again, this is our junior class,
Noah
our
Carter.
up-and-coming drivers.
Hugo Tsung. Connor Lawton.
These are some of
Lisa
our super
Byrne.
quick guys, our future stars.
Ethan Zheng.
So Noah
Connor
Carter,
Evans.
our winner
Dominic
of our
Pitt.
previous qualifier. He's the one with the green front wheels out in front at the moment. Followed by Hugo in 2. Connor Lawton in the orange and green car. Lisa Byrne with the purple car with the yellow wheels. And I think Ethan's in the Kaya show. So first lap out, we've got Hugo and Noah on identical laps, basically 28 flat. The only two guys in the 28s. Matching each other's times. It's going to be a great battle all day between these two. They've been super tight the whole way. So Noah coming down from Maitland for this one. Hugo, this is his home track. I think So Noah lays down the fastest lap
After
of the
1
race.
minute
He's the
30
first guy in the
seconds,
26s.
The top drivers are Noah Carter in
So
first place,
26.9 by Noah.
followed by Hugo Tsung in second place, followed by Connor Lawton in third place.
So it looks like we've got Noah and Hugo right next to each other at the moment. There's Noah comes over the main jump sections. Hugo right behind him. So they come down the front straight. Just be aware, white car. I think the white car of Connor Evans. You have the leaders coming up behind you. Great race etiquette. So nothing separating our top two. It's good seeing these guys so close to each other on track. It gives you an idea how close they are. And Hugo just lays down a quicker lap. So we're now in our top 5 average. Over the top 5 laps, they're separated by 1/10 of a second. Hugo currently in front. Carter in 2. Absolutely nothing between them but 1/10 of a second over 5 laps. Hugo super quick through the chicane. Just touches the concrete as he goes by. After that lap, Noah's just jumped up into first place. They're separated by 6 1/1000ths of a second over 5 laps.
Place, followed by Connor Lawton in third place.
Oh, looks like Connor's had an issue. So a broken wheel, perhaps. That's all right, guys. Just remember, all you got to do is make it into the top 10, and you're through to the big show. So we now have Noah in front by 1/10 of a second over 5 laps over Hugo. So still a ding-dong battle between these two. Just beware one of the pit boys. That's the leaders.
9,
You're got. Thank
8,
you.
7, 6, 5.
So we're going to be in for
4,
a treat with the
3,
between these two.
2,
Super
1.
close. Just beware, Lisa. That's the leaders coming up behind you. Thank you. Oh, a little mistake by Noah.
Hugo Tsung done. Noah Carter done.
So Noah
Lisa
ends up
Byrne
taking
done.
it by
Dominic Pitt
9
done.
1/1000ths of a second. So super tight. That's over 5 laps. So these two guys
Connor
are pretty
Evans
much
done.
identical on pace.
All drivers are finished.
So thank you guys.
The
You're a
race is
class act.
completed.
Some great racing.
Up next, race number 3. 2WD Spec Heat 1 of 3. Nick Poole. John Griffey. Dan Marr. Mitch Bailey. Matthew Ferguson. Jason Hammond. Todd Jolien. Nicholas Refalo.
Sorry guys, I need our 4-wheel open guys out to Marshall, please. 4-wheel open. Should be out to Marshall. So
William
4-wheel
Byrne.
open will be Lachlan Donnelly,
Russell
Ben
Byrne.
Cribben, Peter
1
Seckold,
minute
Sam
to the start
Muffet,
of the race.
John Philpott, Andrew Gillett, James Muha, and Steve Sneddon. You should all be out marshalling now. Sorry, I should have called you guys a little bit earlier. It's my fault. But if you can please head out immediately.
45 seconds to the start of the race.
I think we'll have to penalise Lachlan Donnelly for getting out there too quickly. Yeah. All right, so we got Donnelly out there, Cribben out there, Seckold. We got Sam Muffet. Sam's there. We got Mr. Sneddon. Just need Andrew Gillett and James. James is out there. I know Andrew Gillett's trying to look after a few cars, but if you could just head over to Marshall, please. Can someone give Andrew Gillett a little tap on the shoulder and just say, here he comes running. It's all right, old fella, take your time. Sorry, Andrew, I should have called you earlier. It's my fault. Up there, it's fine. All right, driver's ready, marshal's ready. What's your cars?
Dan Marr, Jason Hammond, Todd Jolien, William Byrne, Mitch Bailey, Russell Byrne, Nicholas Refalo, Nick Poole, Matthew Ferguson, John Griffey.
So Dan Marr
Ed
already looking
Duckrill,
quick out there in his
Marcel
Schumacher, the
Torres.
purple and white car, heads over the main jump section. Just coming around on the straight. We'll check his first lap as he comes by. Dan Marr with a 28.5. Jason Hammond 29.6. Todd 29.7. William 29.8. Russell Byrne 32.8. Mitch Bailey 37. Matt Ferguson a 30 flat. So it looks like Dan Marr still our quick man out there. Purple and white car. He just crosses the start finish line and heads down the back straight. So just be aware our leader's coming around through Goby's Gamble over the little double. Just give him some space. So red and white car, it's the leader behind you, thank you. And green car, it's the leader coming up through, thank you. Talk on the stand, let each other know who's coming through.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Dan Marr in
So
first
Dan Marr
place,
just lays down the fastest
followed
lap,
by
that one
Jason
at
Hammond in second
28.2.
place, followed
Jason
by
Hammond
Todd
puts in his
Jolien
quickest
in
at
third place.
29 flat. So we should be coming around with top 5 average soon. Still looking like Dan Marr will be the man to beat. Jason Hammond in 2. So Dan just gone over Goby's Gamble. He's heading through, just about to go the off camber. He heads down the hill into the tabletop. Oh, a little rollover. It's going to cost him a bit of time. Steve Stanton dirties those new shoes. He's not happy. Okay, we move into our top 5 average. Jason Hammond goes to the top with a 29.6. William Byrne now jumps up there with a 29.5. Still just over a minute to go. That one poor lap has cost Dan so far, but I'm sure he'll make it up. The current order is William Byrne 1, Jason Hammond 2, Todd Jolien 3, Dan Marr 4, Russell Byrne 5. See if we can find on track where
After
William
3
Byrne
minutes,
is.
the top drivers are William Byrne in
Dan
first
Marr
place,
goes back up to the top.
followed by Jason
only one with
Hammond
a
in
28.
second place, followed by Todd
So
Jolien
Dan
in
Marr's
third
coming
place.
through Goby's Gamble. About to head down through the off camber. That's our leader. The white and purple car, the Schumacher of Dan Marr. Perfectly down ropes, that little double. Comes around, heads down the straight. Almost identical to his fastest lap, so a nice clean on that one. So we got William Byrne in 2, Jason Hammond 3, Todd in 4, Matthew 6, Russell
10,
Matthew 5, Russell
9,
6.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1.
Dan Marr continues to lead. So William Byrne heads along the
Jason
back straight in the
Hammond
green
done.
car. He's our second place car, the
Todd
green car with the
Jolien
white
done.
wheels. He's still on a lap.
Mitch Bailey done.
All over the curbs, riding them hard.
Nick Poole done.
William Bird heads over the tabletop, over the single, into the little
Dan Marr
double.
done.
No, a bit
Matthew
sideways, but doesn't
Ferguson
cost him
done.
too much time. He heads down
Russell
the
Byrne
straight.
done.
We'll see if he takes second.
William Byrne
And he
done.
does. William Byrne takes second
John
and
Griffey
gets the
done.
fastest lap of the race. Gets into a 28-1.
Nicholas Refalo done.
If I get
All
Jason
drivers
Hammond
are
to
finished.
be my race referee this
The
one,
race
just make
is
sure you leave your
concluded.
radios on, please, guys.
Up next, race number 4.
Jason
2
Hammond, just head up
spec
be my
heat
race
2 of
referee,
3.
please.
I was wondering why that bit was so much later.
Glenn Andrews. Josh. Alex Ilievsky. Brad Stafford. Jim Koymanis. Paul Hickey. Harrison Turner. Chris Wilson. Robert Smith. Jeffrey Pitt. Chicken Little.
So before this one starts, once again, I'd like to thank our major sponsor, Campbelltown Hobbies,
1 minute
and
to
our
the
other
start of the
sponsors,
race.
S-Works and Hobby Wing. This event couldn't happen without them. A special thank you to Michael Sneddon for all his time and effort he's put in to make it happen. I think he's got
45
me on
seconds to the start of the
hot
race.
dial. I get a phone call from him every day about this event. So be sure you give him a buzz and thank him for all his effort. I think we're all checked off. We've got our marshals. All right, drivers ready. Marshals ready. Watch your cars.
30 seconds to the start
We're
of the
going
race.
now, guys.
Harrison Turner. Brad Stafford. Chris Wilson.
So I think we had a bit of a
Alex
ding-dong battle
Ilievsky.
between
Chicken
Harrison and
Little.
Brad Stafford last time.
Jeffrey
we'll see how they
Pitt.
go through here.
Josh. Glenn Andrews. Jim Koymanis. Paul Hickey. Robert
So
Smith.
Harrison, a little mistake by Harrison. It's going to cost him on his first lap, but that's right. It's just a throwaway lap, this one. Look like Chris Wilson is looking pretty quick out there, actually. We'll see where they end up. So Brad Stafford comes through with a 28-2. Chris Wilson with a 29 flat. So still in Brad's favour. But Chris looking strong. Mia Thomas also with a 29 flat. So Mia's looking quick. And we got Jeffrey Pitt. He's the only man. Oh, he's actually gone into 28s with Brad. And then we've got Joshua Thomas into 27s. So Josh, a quick guy out there in the first lap. Chris Wilson gets into 27s, 27-8. Now Chris Wilson just coming over Goby's Gamble, little mistake. He's on his lid. He's in the fluoro green car with the bright colours at the front. So he currently has the fastest lap of the race, Chris Wilson.
After
He goes
1
over the
minute,
little
30
double.
seconds,
About to head down the front
top
straight.
drivers are Harrison
Here
Turner
comes Chris
in
down the
first
head
place,
straight, the front straight.
followed by Brad Stafford in second place, followed by
Little touch
Chris
of the
Wilson
concrete
in
through the
third place.
chicanes. A little bit slower on that one. He must have a little mistake on that lap. He comes up through the infield. He's heading down through the off-camber corner. Touches the concrete. Comes around for the tabletop. Beautifully down ramps the tabletop. And the little touch of the curb as he goes over the double. Another nice lap by Chris. That's the 28 flat. So we've got Harrison Turner also on it with the quickest, his fastest lap is 28 flat. So if we can find where Harrison is. Harrison's just coming over the tabletop. He's got the fluoro green wheels and the purple car. One of our locals is always quick. Touch of the concrete through the chicane. Another touch is the exits. So, okay, I've got my top five. So Brad Stafford currently leading. Then we got Chris Wilson, Josh Thomas, Harrison Turner, Mia Thomas, Glenn Andrews, Jeffrey Pitt, Alex, Jim, Paul, and Rob. Also, I just had a
After
opinion
3
handed
minutes, the
If
top
someone's
drivers are Brad
dropped the
Stafford in
32
first
opinion,
place,
come and see me.
followed by Harrison Turner in second place,
So
followed
just under
by
a minute
Chris
to go, and
Wilson
we've
in
got Chris
third
Wilson
place.
jumping to the top of the time. So it's super tight. And Joshua Thomas goes to the top with his top 5 average of a 28.1. Chris Wilson, 28.2. Brad Stafford, 28.2. Harrison Turner, 28.3. Jeffrey Pitt, 28.7. Brad Stafford now goes to the top. He's the only man in the 27s. Man, the times are jumping all over the shop. Just on 30 seconds to go, but Brad Stafford currently just put in the fastest lap of the race at 27.1. Just trying to find Brad Stafford
10,
on
9,
track. Brad comes
8,
across the start-finish line.
7,
He's heading up on the back straight.
6, 5,
He's
4,
through the dip.
3,
Heads through
2,
Smith's S's
1.
over Goby's Gamble. It's all over the concrete. He comes down to the off-camber. Alex Oleski just puts in the fastest lap of 27 flat. That puts him up. Now Alex goes top of the timetable.
Brad Stafford done.
So we'll see how Alex's last
Jim
lap goes.
Cormany's done. Harrison Turner done.
Currently a
Chris
27
Wilson
flat
done.
for Alex, the fastest man out there.
Robert Smith done. Paul Hickey done.
They come around. I think there's Alex heading down the straight now in the greyish car.
Alex Ilievsky done.
Alex
Chicken
takes
Little
this
done.
one. His top
Jeffrey
5
Pitt
average
done.
of 27.4 over
Josh
Brad
done.
Stafford at 27.8.
Glenn Andrews
Josh
done.
Thomas in third with a
All drivers are
27.9. Chris
finished.
Wilson 28
The
flat.
race is completed. Up next, race number 5.
If I can get, once you come down, Chris
2WD
Wilson to go
spec
up and be
heat
my
3 of
race
3.
referee for the next race, please. Chris Wilson, be race referee.
Brad Verco. Glenn Welch. Dallas Gardner. Nathaniel White. Jeffrey Primer. Mark Doyle. Michael Frieden. Craig Lawton. Scott Hill. Christopher Primer. One minute to the start of the race.
Have we got Ronnie Kirby up there? I haven't got. There's
Ron
Ronnie.
Kirby.
All right, as soon as we've got our marshals out there, we'll get underway. I think we've got everyone.
Drivers ready.
All right, drivers ready.
Marshals ready. Watch your cars.
Marshals ready. Watch your cars.
Brad Verco.
Brad takes
Nathaniel
off in
White.
its blue orange S-Works.
Glenn Welch. Dallas Gardner.
We've got Nathaniel
Scott Hill.
Gunny's associated.
Craig Lawton.
Glenn Welsh S-Works.
Christopher Primer. Jeffrey
Gardner
Primer.
X-Ray.
Mark
Hill.
Doyle.
I think Hill's now running
Ron
X-Ray as
Kirby.
well.
Michael Frieden.
Finally making the change from a 20-year-old car and it's paying dividends. Let's see how Verco goes. Verco's been our quick man straight into a 28 flat. Oh, Nathaniel goes to 27.3. Dallas to 27.2. So Dallas Gardner, yeah, green and white car in the middle of the pack, just comes through the off camber. He's our quick man. A little bit sideways in the off camber. He comes over the tabletop, down ramps beautifully. And he heads around onto the straight. Let's see how we go with times. Gardner goes quicker again. 26.6. So Dallas Gardner flying. Clearly the man to beat at the moment. He's got a little bit of clear track ahead of him. Making the most of it. Gardner the only one in 26 territory. Just remember, guys, all we got to do is make
After
it through
1 minute
into
30
top
seconds,
12.
the top drivers are Brad Verco in first place, followed by Nathaniel White in second place, followed
We've
by
got Craig
Glenn
Lawton,
Welch
he's
in
into a
third place.
26 as well, 26.9. So we got Verco, 26.97. Nathaniel, 26.82. Glenn Welsh, 26.9. Dallas Gardner, 26.5. Scott Hill, 26.7. Lawton, 26.9. Primer, 26.7. That's Chris Primer. Jeff Primer, 33. Mark Doyle, 27.4. So super tight in our top few. To wait for our top 5 average to come up before we know where they're actually sitting for proper qualifying. The Dallas Gardner just keeps lying down, fastest lap, fastest lap. Okay, they all start to come. So Dallas Gardner goes to the top 5. He's the only man in the 26s. Nathaniel sitting in second. Craig Lawton in third. Verco 4. So they all come through for their top 5. The current order is Gardner, White, Lawton, Verco, Welsh, Hill, Doyle, Chris Primer, Jeff Primer.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Dallas Gardner in first place, followed by Craig Lawton in second place, followed by Glenn Welch in third place.
All right, just on 20 seconds to go. And Lawton now jumps up in the second. He's about 2/10 off Gardner.
10,
So Nathaniel
9,
White
8,
is
7,
going along the back
6,
straight, right in behind the orange
5,
car of Fretton.
4,
There's a
3,
gaggle of full
2,
cars.
1.
So the big battle. So the orange car of Verco with Nathaniel White in 2. And Lawton with the pink car behind.
Dallas Gardner done.
So see where it goes. I think Dallas is going to take it. Oh, Lawton lays down the
Brad Verco
fastest
done.
lap of the race. So
Nathaniel
26.4.
White done. Craig Lawton done. Scott Hill done. Glenn Welch
So
done.
the finishing order is Gardner,
Michael
Lawton,
Frieden
Welsh,
done.
Verco, White,
Ron
Hill,
Kirby done.
Chris Primer,
Christopher
Mark
Primer
Doyle,
done.
Fretton, Kirby, and Jeff Primer.
Mark Doyle
And on
done.
the second last lap, Craig
All
Lawton lays
drivers
down
are
the fastest
finished.
lap of the race.
The race is
26.4.
completed. Up next, race number 6. 2WD mod. Heat 1 of 2.
So guys, just take some care at the end of the race. If just remember, there's still some guys on a fast lap, even though you've come in. So maybe just drive up towards the compressor and stop over there, rather than try and pull in a tent. Because if a guy behind you is still on a hot lap and you stop in the middle of the track, he's going to clean you up. We've already had a couple of broken cars, and we want to avoid it anymore. And I'll need who's close?
1 minute to the start of the race.
Yeah, go up, please. Thank you.
Chad Ennetts. Braden Stanley. Gavin Webb. Brian Lowe. Darren Pryor. Stephen Snedden. Stuart McMahon. Patrick Carter. 45 seconds to the start of the race. 30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, so I'm just waiting for Andrew Evans to check off. We got Andrew Evans out there. Is Andrew Evans running in this one? Just, oh, here he comes running. That's right, we'll wait for you, Andrew. It's all good, mate. All right, driver's ready. Marshal's ready. What's your cars? All right, so the fast guy in this one from the last run is Braden Stanley in the green car.
Braden Stanley,
And Brian Lowe in the
Darren
pink and
Pryor,
yellow car.
Stephen Snedden, Gavin Webb,
Both guys new to this mod class.
Andrew Evans, Chad Annetts, Patrick Carter, Stuart McMahon.
I'll wait till they come across and get some times. Stanley comes across with a 26.2. It looks like Brian's had not a great lap, but that's right. This is your drop lap, mate. Don't worry about it. Pryor with a 28. So Stanley clearly quicker than the rest of the cars currently. So fastest guy on track at the moment, heading down the back straight to the green car with white wheels. Touches the concrete. Over Goby's Gamble. Down through to the off camber. Just be aware, red car, you'll have the leader coming up behind you very quickly. Thank you. Leader in the green car heads down the straight. Just remember, Patrick, that's the leader behind you. Thank you for getting right out of the way.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Braden Stanley in first place, followed by Brian Lowe in second place, followed by Darren Pryor in third place.
So what the computer's calling at the moment is actually like a normal race time, but we're doing top 5 consecutive, so it's a bit inaccurate. Stanley clearly quicker than everyone else at the moment. He's got at least a second gap over Pryor in 2. Just under 2 minutes to go, drivers. Should be coming around pretty close to be getting our top 5 laps in. Big wheel stand down the front straight. Not sure who that was by, but it was impressive. Okay, top 5 starts coming up. We've got Stanley in 1 with a 27.1. Pryor 2 with a 28.1. Snedden in 3 with a 28.6. Webb in 4 with a 29.8. Lowe with a 31. Chadanetz goes in with a 30.2. The current order is Stanley, Pryor, Snedden in 3, Webb 4, Annetts 5, Carter
After
6,
3 minutes,
McMahon 7.
the top drivers
Evans
are Braden
8,
Stanley
Lowe 9.
in first place, followed by Darren Pryor in second place.
So Darren
followed
Pryor
by
starting to put in
Stephen
some quick
Snedden
laps.
in
He's
third
also in the
place.
27s now. Darren Pryor, the green car with the green wheels, coming over the main jump section now. Heads around the sweeper onto the front straight. Little crossed up coming onto the straight. Our leader in the green car coming through the down the hill, about to hit the tabletop. Comes around onto the straight. So Gavin Webb, you'll have the leader upon you very soon. Thank you.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Stanley puts down his fastest
5,
lap of the run, that time
4,
at 25.6.
3, 2, 1. Braden Stanley done.
No, Stanley's done.
Gavin Webb done.
Looks like Pryor's going to come in
Brian Lowe
second.
done. Chad Annetts done.
Still got Pryor and Sneddon on a lap.
Darren Pryor done. Stephen Sneddon done.
Still waiting for McMahon, Carter and Evans.
Stuart McMahon done. Patrick Carter done. Andrew Evans done. All drivers are finished. The race is completed. Up next, race number 7. 2WD Mod. Heat 2 of 2.
If I can get Steve Stenton just to go on the stand and be my race referee, please.
Samuel Muffett. Robert L. James. Cale Wilson. James Muha. John Philpott. Ben 2.0. Lachlan Donnelly. Andrew Gillett.
He's up, Chad, mate. You're gonna
1
gonna
minute
blow
to
a
the
pooper
start of the
valve.
race.
All right, we've got everyone out there good to go. All right, drivers ready.
5 seconds to the start
Marshall's
of the
ready.
race.
Watch your cars. All right, these are our quick guys. Some of the fastest guys in the country.
Lachlan Donnelly.
Lachlan Donnelly leads them away
Robert L. James.
with a commanding
Ben
run on the previous
2.0.
race.
Cale Wilson. Andrew Gillett.
Peter Seckold in 2 in the
Samuel Muffett.
orange, blue and
James
yellow
Muha.
car. Then we've got Cribben in
John
3,
Philpott.
the blue and black car.
John McMillan.
Then we've got Cale Wilson in the very fluoro car coming through the center of the field. And Andrew Gillett, the TLR, hasn't been at the track for some time. One of our more senior drivers who's been there and done everything in RC. He's got young Sam Muffett, only new to this class, coming up behind him. This is young Sam's only just moved into mod and he's doing a great job. He's in the fluoro yellow and orange car. Then got James Muha in the pink car with the yellow wheels, and John Philpott coming in behind him. He's about to come through the off camber. So we got Donnelly out. He's the only man 25-3. So the only man in the 25s is Lachlan Donnelly. Secco with a 26 flat. Cribben with a 26-2. Gaggle of dry. Everyone else is in the 27s. Donnelly just lays down the fastest lap, that last one, a 25-2-6, as he heads down the back straight. So every lap that he goes, he's finding more speed. Donnelly in the purple car with the white wheels,
After 1 minute 30
heading down
seconds,
through the off-camber
the
corner.
top drivers
Oh,
are
a little bit
Lachlan Donnelly
sideways.
in first place, followed by Robert L. James in second
Over the
place,
tabletop.
followed by
Still
Ben
waiting for him to try and
2.0
clear the
in
whole
third
section.
place.
Maybe not quite enough grip just yet. Comes through tags of concrete on the chicanes. Little bit of air down the back straight. Supremely quick through the S's. Down ras perfectly. Lachlan's just coming up behind John Philpott. John running the Yokomo. Little turn of the front wheels to whip the car for Donnelly. Trying to find every 10th. Thank you, John. Donnelly lays down another fastest lap, a 25 flat. Only man in the 25s. Secco with a 26 flat. Actually, Cribben's now gone 25.8. So now we got our top 5 average up. We got Donnelly on a 25.3. Secco on a 26.7. Cribben on a 27 flat. Then every other driver in the 27s. And Donnelly goes quicker again. He's in the 24s now. 24.7 for Donnelly. Just be aware, guys. Donnelly's coming through the midfield. About to come over the tabletop. He is supremely quick. Easily the quickest car on track. Thank you, guys.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Lachlan Donnelly
Kale,
in first
you'll have
place,
Donnelly behind you
followed
shortly.
by Ben 2.0 in second place,
Just under a
followed
minute
by
to go,
Robert L.
drivers.
James in third
Donnelly
place.
now with another fastest lap. He's in a 24.6. Every lap has been faster and faster as he starts to find more grip, starts to find the new line as the track changes and evolves. Donnelly now coming up behind Kale Wilson. Kale smashes the concrete as he enters and exits. Thank you, Kale. I think that was the first lap that Donnelly hasn't gone quicker in. Still the 25.1. On the top 5 average, he's the only man in 24s.
10, 9, 8.
Oh, he smashes
7,
the concrete as he goes
6,
through the chicane.
5, 4.
Donnelly down
3,
through Goby's Gamble.
2,
Little whip of the
1.
car. Seckold still sitting in second. Cribben starting to make a little bit of time on Seckold. Very tight between Seckold and Cribben.
Andrew Gillett
Over
done.
the top 5 average.
Lachlan Donnelly done.
So every bit counts.
Kale Wilson done.
Cribben, as he comes in the blue car, comes through the off-camber corner. He heads down. Black car, over the tabletop. He tries to clear the whole lot. Doesn't pay
James
off.
Muhadamul Muffet done. Robert
Down the
John
straight.
Philpott done.
Close it out.
Ben 2.0
Finishing
done.
order. Donnelly 1,
All
Seckold 2,
drivers are
Cribben 3,
finished.
Gillett 4.
The race. Up next, race number 8. 4WD Spec Heat 1 of 3.
When you guys come down, can I get Kale Wilson to go back up on the stand and be a race referee for the next run, please?
Jason Hammond. Nick Poole. Ethan Zheng. Damian Absalon. Mitch Bailey. Brad Stafford. Edward Hayden. Glenn Andrews. Todd Jolien. Oliver Hayden. Paul Hickey. One minute to the start of the race.
So just over our nose at the completion of this round, the entire round, we'll have a 15-minute break while we blow the track, paint the grids, and set up finals. So you'll have a little bit of time if you're in a
45
rush
seconds
and
to
under
the
the pump.
start of the race.
Just know that we'll have a bit of a break at the end of the race round. We're tracking pretty well for time, which is awesome. I dare say we'll also we'll see how we go for time. We'll have a little break for lunch. We might do that at the same time, actually. So at the we'll just wait and see how we go for timing. All right, I'm still waiting on marshals. I haven't got any marshals on the infield. I've got 2. Could do with a few more. James, can I get you and Sam just separate? Just to, if you just go down. Yeah, 1. Thank you. All right, drivers ready. Marshals ready. Watch your cars.
Brad Stafford. Paul Hickey. Edward Hayden. Glenn Andrews. Jason Hammond. Mitch Bailey. Todd Jolien. Oliver Hayden. Damian Absalon. Ethan Zheng. Nick Poole.
So Paul Hickey, currently the quickest man out there. He puts down a 26.5. Brad Stafford a 26.7. No other driver even remotely close to the 2 of these guys. There, I got a 2-second lead over anyone else per lap. The track's starting to dry out a little bit more. The groove's starting to appear. At this end of this round, we will do a little bit of track maintenance, fix up some of those bumpy sections, especially leading into the main jump section, to allow particularly the mod guys to get some airtime.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Brad Stafford
So
in
Brad
first
Stafford
place,
just lays down the fastest
followed
lap
by
of the
Paul
race at
Hickey in
26
second
flat.
place, followed by Edward Hayden in third place.
Brad Stafford coming over the main jump section, over the little double. Just gets caught under a back marker, but he comes clear. He heads down the front straight to complete another lap. Brad heads down the back straight, the yellow wheels, grey car. Over Goby's Gamble, touch of the concrete, down to the off camber, hard on the anchors. Down ramps the tables up perfectly. This will be a good lap for him. See what it is as he comes through. 26.1. Almost his fastest lap, just 1/10 of a second off. A few more of those and it'll move him up the field. In second, we've got Edward Highton. He's so now we've got top 5 average. So Stafford is a 26.7. Edward is a 27.5. Hammond a 28.1. We'll see if we can find Edward on track. Wait for him to come across the start-finish line. And Edward heads down the back straight, the white car. Down through Smith
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are
Over
Brad Stafford
Goby's
in
Gamble.
first place, followed by Paul Hickey in second place,
So
followed
Edward's
by
just
Edward
been
Hayden in third
overtaken by
place.
Paul Hickey. And Stafford lays down the fastest lap of the race. He's gone into a 25.7. Edward jumps back up in a second. No, Paul Hickey goes in a second. Paul Hickey in the orange car with the yellow wheels down the back straight. He's just heading over Goby's Gamble. He's starting to make a little bit of time on Edward. Through the off camber. Oh, up on 2 wheels. Lays the car back flat. So Edward now a second place car. Heads down the straight.
10,
Oh, sorry, Paul, I mean.
9,
So
8,
Paul Hickey in second.
7, 6, 5,
So second and
4,
third in reverse
3,
order as they head down.
2, 1.
2 guys that head through the infield. This will be their final lap.
Edward Hayden done.
So Paul and
Paul
Edward. So
Hickey
Paul
done.
finishes second. Edward third. Stafford will be first. He's still on a lap, but Mitch Bailey in fourth.
Brad Stafford done. Jason Hammond done. Glenn Andrews
So
done.
Stafford clearly the
Nick
quickest
Poole
guy out
done.
there. He's on a fastest
Oliver
lap was a
Hayden done.
25.7.
Todd Jolien
Top 5
done.
average of a 26
Mitch
flat.
Bailey done. Ethan Zhang done. Damian Absalon done. All drivers are finished.
When your drivers head
The race
down,
is
put your radios
completed.
over there. Can I get Glenn Andrews just to
next,
head up onto the
race
driver's stand
number
and be my
9.
race referee for the next one,
For
please?
WD Spec Heat
So
2
Glenn
of
Andrews,
3.
can you be the race referee for the next one?
Michael Frieden. Connor Lawton. Robert Smith. Lisa Byrne. Jeffrey Primer. William Byrne. Christopher Primer. Jeffrey Pitt.
Where's Josh? Just go across the loop for me, Josh. I just want
1
to make
minute
sure
to
you
the
check off
start of
properly.
the race.
Okay.
Josh.
All right, we've got all our marshals out there. All right, drivers ready, marshals ready. Watch your cars.
Christopher Primer. Jeffrey Primer, Connor Lawton, Jeffrey Pitt,
So it's a battle of
Michael
the Primer
Frieden.
clan in this one.
William Byrne,
We've got
Robert
brothers
Smith.
Chris and Jeff out there,
Lisa Byrne,
and
Ed
grandson Connor.
Dockrell,
So we'll
Josh,
see what the young fella can do. These old guys have still got some pace, but I don't know that Chris has driven a RC car in a few years, so he's doing really well out there. But Connor goes through and lays down the fastest lap. Connor with a 26.3. We've got Chris with a 26.4. William Byrne 26.2. So William Byrne now with the fastest lap out there. Why is Josh not coming up there? And Chris Primer just lays down. He's in the 25s. The only man 25s is Chris. See what young Connor can do. I want to see Connor stick it to these old guys. Our leader, Chris Primer, heads down the front straight through the chicane. Still on the back straight with the fluoro yellow wheels.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Christopher Primer in first place, followed by Jeffrey Primer in second place.
Chris looking
followed
really
by Connor
tidy.
Lawton
I
in
just
third
doesn't
place.
quite down ramp the tabletop. Cost him a couple of tenths. Our leader heads down the straight. Nice and quick to the chicane, even up against the pipe on the back straight, using every inch of the track. So our leader will be coming up against the, I'm not sure who it is, it's a blue car with the yellow wheels. The leader will be up upon you soon. Thank you. See what sort of time Chris can put in this one. So the order's still Chris Primer 1, Jeff Primer 2, Connor 3. Oh, Connor jumps up above Jeff, puts in a nice lap. He's basically on a 26 flat, so we've got top 5 average up. So Chris is at the 26.1, Connor 26.2, so he's only 1/10 off over the average top 5 laps. Michael Fretton's moved up into third, then William Byrne, then Jeff Primer. Minute 10 to go, drivers. Just give each other room. Guys, do not drive the wrong way down the straight.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Christopher Primer in first place, followed by Connor Lawton in second place, followed by Jeffrey Pitt in third place.
So our leader is just come down the straight. Chris Primer. Jeffrey Pitts moves up into 2. Connor Lawton 3. Just on 20 seconds to go. Thank you.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
So nothing
5,
separating
4, 3,
the
2,
top 4 cars. You can throw a
1.
blanket over. All depends on who can lay down a really fast lap now. Connor's got a
Connor
bit of
Lawton
clean air
done.
ahead of him.
Jeffrey Pitt done.
Connor's done.
William Byrne done.
Jeff's done.
Jeffrey Primer done.
I think Jeffrey Pitt might have just jumped. Chris Primer's still out there going. See what happens.
Christopher Primer done.
Chris just gets in there. So a killer lap on his last lap by Chris has just allowed him to be the only man to dip in the 25s for the top 5 laps. Jeffrey Pitt 2,
Michael
Connor Lawton
Frieden
3,
done.
William Byrne 4,
Robert Smith
Fretton
done.
5, Jeff Primer 6, Robbie Smith 7,
Lisa Byrne done.
Josh Thomas 8, Lisa
All
Byrne
drivers
9.
are finished. The race is completed. Up next, race number 10. 4WD Spec Heat 3 of 3. Brad Verco, Dallas Gardner, Hugo Tsung, Scott Hill, Harrison Turner, Mark Doyle, Nathaniel White, Ron Kirby, Chicken Little, Jim Koymanese.
So just at the end of the round, I'll need quite a few of the Hills members to come and give me a hand. We have a bit of track work to do. Track needs to be blown, track repairs done, grid painted. So at the end of the full round, can I get as many Hills members to come and help me out as possible, please, just to speed up proceedings? Did we send anyone up? Have we got a race referee at all? Can I get you to marshal down there for me? Yep. Chris, can you go up, please? Thank you. All right, we'll have Mr. Primer up there as the race referee. All right, drivers ready, marshals ready. Watch your cars.
Dallas Gardner, Brad Verco, Nathaniel White, Hugo Tsung, Scott Hill, Chicken Little, Mark Doyle, Harrison Turner, Ron
Looks
Kirby,
like Brad's on a mission. This one, he's
Jim
very looking like he's putting in a
Koymanese.
quick lap. We'll see as they come across, but I think Verco's already made time on everyone.
25.8.
Gardner 25.8. Verco 25 flat.
Nathaniel 25.8.
Nathaniel 25.8.
25.6.
Hugo 25.6.
Scott Hill 25.5.
Scott Hill 25.5.
So Verco the man on the move at the
So
moment.
Verco, the man on the move at the moment.
There they go as they cross this time.
There they go as they cross this time.
No, Gardner lays down the fastest.
No, Gardner lays down the fastest lap of the race. He's into the 24s. So the green and white car, Dallas Gardner heads over Goby's Gamble.
Absolutely nothing in it.
Absolutely nothing in it. Gardner through the off camber corner, down the hill onto the tabletop. Still tenths of a second separating he and Verco. Verco was putting in a cleaner lap, just rolls the car over. Luckily back onto its wheels. And Gardner goes quicker again. He's into a 24-4. The only man in the 24s, and that's two of them laid down consecutively. Our
After
leader's
1
coming
minute
through the
40
infield. He'll be
seconds,
looking
the
to come
top
up by
drivers are Dallas
Jimmy. That'll be the
Gardner
leader
in
behind
first
you.
place,
Ron
followed
Kirby,
by
the leader's
Brad
also
Verco
coming
in
up behind
second
you.
place, followed by
Thank you,
Nathaniel
Jimmy.
White in third place.
Ron Kirby, that's the leader behind you now.
Ron Kirby, that's the leader behind you now.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
And Verco in the orange car.
And Verco in the orange car will be following through shortly.
Current order is Gardner 1.
Current order is Gardner 1, Verco 2, White 3, Hugo 4, Hill 5, Mia in 6, Mark Doyle 7, Harrison Turner in 8, Ron Kirby 9, and Jimmy rounding out the field. Okay, our top 5 average starts coming through. We've got Gardner in 1 with a 25.2, Verco in 2 with a 25.4, Nathaniel 26 flat, Hugo 26.2, Hill 26.2. Or little scrappy coming onto the straight by Gardner. Didn't lose too much time. Verco now jumps up in the lead over the averages. He's over the top 5. He's got a 1/10 advantage over Gardner. That one little wiggle coming onto the straights cost him. Nothing separating these top 2. Our leader comes down the straight. The green and white car is our leader. Please give him room.
After 3 minutes,
Thank you.
the top drivers are Brad Verco in first place, followed by Dallas Gardner in second place, followed
Absolutely
by
nothing
Nathaniel White
separates
in third
Gardner
place.
from Verco. Less than a 10th of a second. So our leader, the orange car, heads down the straight. And leader, Brad Verco. The pink and purple car on the back straight. Please give Verco some room. Thank you. It's going to be super tight. Gardner still with the fastest lap of the race, but Verco with the overall time. It's now down to 1/1000th of a second separating Gardner from Verco.
10, 9, 8,
They'll get this lap and
7,
one more.
6,
Gardner jumps to the
5,
top
4,
by 1/10 of a
3,
second. So
2,
Gardner's putting a flyer.
1.
Please make sure you give the top two guys room. The green and white car and the orange car are our leaders. This will be the last. Oh, little mistake by Verco. I think that's going to allow Gardner just to go top of
Dallas
the
Gardner
times.
done. Mark Doyle done. Brad Verco done.
And
Harrison Turner
Gardner
done.
ends up taking it by 0.2 of a second.
Nathaniel White
Verco
done.
in second. White in third. Hugo in fourth. Massive shout out to Hugo. He's one of our young up and coming drivers. He
Hugo
stepped up into
Tsung
this
done.
class to race against guys with a huge amount of experience, and
Poyman,
he's
he's
smashing
done.
it. So Hugo in
Scott
fourth.
Hill done.
Hill in five.
Ron
Mark
Kirby
Doyle
done.
6. Mia 7.
Chicken Little
Harrison
done.
Turner 8.
All drivers are finished. The race is completed. Up next, race number 11. 4WD Mod. Heat 1 of 2.
All right, start your laps, please, drivers.
1 minute to the start of the race. Chad Annetts, Gavin Webb, Stuart McMahon, Matt Seckold, Darren Pryor, Noah Carter, Patrick Carter, Tyler Marsh, Brian Lowe. 45 seconds to the start of the race. "30 seconds to the start of the race.
And we've got all our marshals. Drivers ready. Marshals ready. Watch your cars.
15 seconds to the start of the race. Noah Carter, Darren Pryor, Brian Lowe, Matt Seckold, Tyler Marsh, Gavin Webb, Chad Annetts, Stuart McMahon, Patrick Carter, Lee Baguli.
All right, so Noah Carter out in the fastest lap of the race. He's in a 25-1. Darren Pryor in 2. Brian Lowe 3. Oh, it's carnage in the jump section. The crunching of Lexon. So Noah Carter is just about to head down the front straight. The green car, the white, they've got the green rear wheels. He heads down the front straight through the chicane. Now negotiating the Smith's S's. Really tidy through there. Noah doing all sorts
After
of
1
racing.
minute
Last
30
weekend he's out
seconds,
racing the
the top drivers are
8-scale
Noah
gas
Carter
cars.
in first place,
This weekend he's here
followed
playing
by
in
Brian
four-wheel
Lowe in
mod.
second place, followed by Darren Pryor in third place.
So Brian Lowe just lays down the fastest lap of the race at 25-1. Brian Lowe heads down the straight in the pink and yellow car. Through the chicane. Darren Pryor just in front of him. He's actually just behind him on on the timing. Noah Carter puts down the fastest lap of the race, the 24.7. All right, so the current order is Noah with a 25.3 average, Brian Lowe at 25.6 average, Darren Pryor 26.1. Just on a minute 20 to go. Just give each other room, guys. So currently the quickest guys out there is Brian Lowe in the pink and yellow car. And our leader is Noah Carter. He's got the green rear wheels. So a little mistake by Noah.
After 3
Cost
minutes,
him on that lap.
the top drivers are Noah Carter in first place, followed by Brian Lowe in second place, followed by Darren
So
Pryor
Brian
in
Lowe
third
now
place.
goes top of the times. He just put in a 24.9. He's the first driver in it. Oh, no, actually, Noah's still got a 24.7. So I still seesawing between Brian and Noah. Both laying down killer laps. Brian, the only one so far, currently doing the tabletop and single. He's making time there. See what this lap is for him. 24.7. Oh, that's Noah Carter. So Darren Pryor's now jumped up into third. Not much separating the top three cars.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, I don't think anyone's going to get Noah Carter here. Noah looking supremely quick as he comes through the infield. Noah about to negotiate the tabletop and the single. Noah still with the fastest lap of the race.
Noah Carter done.
Noah's done.
Matt
So Noah's
Seckel
going to
done.
take this one with a top average
Darren Pryor
5,
done.
25 flat.
Tyler Marsh done.
Let's see how it is. I think
Chad Annetts done.
waiting for Brian to come
Brian
through.
Lowe done.
So then it's Darren Pryor with less than a tenth of a
Stuart
second. Back to
McMahon
Brian
done.
Lowe. Matt Seckold's come
Patrick
from nowhere
Carter
to be
done.
fourth.
Gavin Webb done. All drivers are finished. The race is completed. Up next, race number 12.
And if I can get Matt Seckold just to go up to be the
WD
race referee for the next one,
Heat
please.
2
Matt
of 2.
Seckold to be race referee.
Samuel Muffett, John Philpott, James Muha, Lachlan Donnelly, Stephen Snedden, Andrew Gillett, Ben 2.0.
So just a reminder, at the completion
Robert
of
L.
this race,
James.
we'll be having a 15-minute break while we set up finals, do a bit of track maintenance. Can I get as many Hills members to come and give me a hand as possible to do the track works, please?
One minute to the start of the race.
All right, so just if I can try and just get one more marshal just at
45
the end of the
seconds
back
to the
straight.
start of the race.
Dan, awesome, thanks, man. All right, these will be our quick guys. Let's see what the lap times they get down to. I think by the end of the day, we'll be in the
30 seconds to the
21s.
start of the race.
All right, drivers ready, marshals ready. Watch your cars.
Lachlan Donnelly, Robert L. James, Ben 2.0, Andrew Gillett, Samuel Muffett, John
All
Philpott,
right, watch closely to see what's the lap
James
times these
Muha.
guys can put in. I'm expecting big things from
Stephen
Donnelly.
Snedden, John McMillan,
These guys all clearing the tabletop single easily. So Donnelly at 23.5. Peter Secco 23-4. Cribben 24-3. Gillett 23-9. The Secco carrying the quick man. I think Secco might have had an issue. He's dropped right back. Donnelly 22-7. Fastest man on track. So our leader, Lachlan Donnelly, comes over the tabletop in the purple and white car, the white wheels. He heads down the straight. These cars are stupidly fast. Sideways through the chicane. Nose wheel stands off the back straight. Up on two wheels. Oh, he's just saves it. Great save. He was over. Maybe cost himself a tenth of a second. Car's just a little bit out of shape. He's pushing a little bit too hard at the moment.
The top drivers are Lachlan Donnelly in first place, followed by Andrew Gillett in second place,
Andrew
followed
Gillett
by
jumps up
Ben
to second.
2.0 in third place.
Andrew, probably one of the most experienced racers here. See what time Donnelly can put down. It's a 22.9, so it's 2/10 off his fastest this run. Still got Gillett in two. His fastest lap's at 23.4. Oh, Cribben now jumps up there. We've got the top five. So the current order is Donnelly 23.3, Cribben 23.8, Gillett 23.8. Waiting to see where Sam Muffet fits in. So Sam Muffet sitting in fourth, 24.9. Philpott 25 flat. Muha 25.1. Secol 25.4. Donnelly still can't get down to that fast lap he did on the second lap. 2/10 off it again. His
After
top
3
average is
minutes,
now dipped into
the
the
top
22s,
drivers
but
are
only man in
Lachlan Donnelly
22s for the
first
top
place,
average.
followed by Ben 2.0 in second place.
Cribben still sitting
followed
in
by
second
Andrew
with Gillett in
Gillett
third.
place.
Just under a minute to go, drivers. We'll watch the car of Cribben, the blue car with black flames, heads through the infield. Bit of a wheel stand over the hump. Heads down the hill for the tabletop. Launches over tabletop and single. Oh, sideways down the back straight, up onto the pipes, but keeps it.
10,
Nicely down
9,
ramps on the
8,
Gobies gamble.
7, 6,
Cribben still sitting in
5,
second.
4, 3,
Donnelly
2,
increases the gap. His top average is 22.8 versus Cribben 23.5. Gillett with a 23.6. So
Robert L. James Dunn.
I think Gillett may even jump ahead of Cribben now. It'll be tight. I think most of these guys on their last lap.
Lachlan Donnelly Dunn.
Donnelly puts in
Stephen
his
Sneddon
fastest
Dunn.
lap on the last lap at 22.5.
Samuel Muffet Dunn.
Just got to see what
John
Gillett and Cribben
Philpott
do.
Dunn. James Muha Dunn.
Oh, so Gillett
Ben
goes second.
2.0 Dunn.
Cribben in
Andrew
third.
Gillett Dunn.
I'm not sure that's
All
right.
drivers
Well,
are
anyway, we'll wait and
finished.
see. I think actually
The
Cribben might
race
have
is
it.
completed.
All right, drivers, we'll be having a 15-minute break while we prepare for the finals. So if I can get a couple of members to come and blow the track too, please. Just need a couple of guys to blow the track.
Up next, race number 1. 2WD Junior Stock. B Main.
All right, just to explain to everyone, because we're running a different format in finals, it was all written in the rules, but just so everyone's aware, the your first final will be on where you qualified. Your second final will be a reverse grid of where you qualified. So if you qualified on pole in the first race, the second final you will be rear grid, and then the third final will be a combination of points. So whoever's basically done the best out of those two finals will go to front and work its way down. So if you get to the second final and you're confused as to why you're at the rear grid instead of the front of the grid, that is why.
need to do the second team so that I can memorize everything. So I don't qualify. And we're going to lay that time. She doesn't go to the house. Oh, surprise! Look off. Mama, can you come over here, Mum? Mum, can you come over here? I just want you to come over here. So I will get the sunshine. I want to really can I when I go to chess? I was gonna ask on Monday which house you wanted. Emily, if you ever get enough students and need someone chess, always go to chess and actually
All right, our finals will start at 12 o'clock, which is 4 minutes away. So if we get all our novices, start making their way to the track, and we'll start our finals. Grid listings are up on the board, and they're also should be on live time. Sorry, juniors. I'm so mixed up. We normally start with novice. So all our juniors to the track, please. We'll get this underway.
I believe so. Yep. Yeah, so we will do number of cars. I'll read that out too. I'll give everyone a bit more time. You guys get a new number?
Also, can everyone renumber their cars? You only one number on your car. So don't stress too much, junior drivers. We'll give you a bit of time, but just everyone check your finals, get the correct number, and just put one number on the windscreen of each car, please.
I'll give you guys a little bit more time.
I'll give you guys a little bit more time. Now it's a few people confused. So if all the juniors start making their way over, but we'll give you as much time as you need.
I did. And I have one on my hand. Is it alright to put one on my hand? Oh my god.
just got a little change of plans. We're gonna have lunch because I didn't know lunch was ready.
So we'll have lunch, we'll have a break, so everyone's got time, and then we'll go.
Let's go. Thank you, Kanza.
Alright guys, so a little change of plan.
All right, guys. So a little change of plan. I didn't know lunch was ready. So we're going to have a break.
Half an hour so everyone can
We'll have half an hour so everyone can eat. So just take your time, get your numbers. Lunch is ready. If I can get a few of the Hills members to help out in the canteen, please. A bit inundated at the moment, so if a couple of people can just step up and help out, we'd be greatly appreciated. So anybody who wants to grab lunch, come and grab it now. We'll have a half an hour break. We'll aim to be back at 12:30. We expect racing to be completed by 4:30, 5 o'clock if everything goes to plan. So just have half an hour, take a breath, grab something to eat. A massive thank you to the Thomas family for doing all the food. They've also been taking over, looking after the track. The track was absolutely amazing until we had a massive storm last night, which was obviously out of our control. But huge thank you to the Thomas family for all the work they've done. Big thank you to all the guys who are doing the live streaming. Tate and Tony Firth, the Secco boys. It's all because of them. So thank you very much. It's obviously something new that we're doing for the Driver Series. Hope you all appreciate it. Once again, massive thank you to Campbelltown Hobbies, the Sneddon family for all their work, make all of this possible. They're tireless in the efforts they do to make our sport great, so we thank them very much. Thank you to S-Works, thank you to Hobby Wing, and thank you to all the Hills members for all their work.
I'll go get in one then. Yep. How many did you get? Oh, not that one. I didn't say no. Wrong sausage, wrong bun.